Hi, Pat from Northwoods again, on to card number 3 in our spectacular scenery workshop. This one is our beautiful walking path that we're going to do. And again, I think we all need a path like this today to get a little bit of serenity with the world as it is right now. So pull out this card, again, stamped and embossed your image on our Northwoods watercolor paper, and we're going to color it step by step. Okay, first of all, what we're going to do is do our sky like we always do with marker color 533. So you can see right at the grassy area, we're going to put a little bit of the blue between the trees. And then we're going to take your wet paintbrush and pull that color out, soften it, pull it right out to the top, right between these leaves. So it doesn't take much. And again, just scribble that down. So basically you get a look like that softens that area. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take a marker color 158, and actually we're just going to scribble a little bit of that color down in the grass area. And we're not going to do anything with that yet. We're going to just leave that. So we're not going to blend that yet. 158. Okay, then we're going to go back to that beautiful springy green, marker color 133. We're going to color the entire frame in 133. And again, if you go outside of the lines, it doesn't matter because you're going to cut that out when you're done. So you're going to color the frame and the leaves on the trees, all in this really pretty bright springy green. Okay. Now, a different green that we haven't used before is marker 177. Now you can see you've got grassy tufts. So what you're going to do is add a little bit of the marker color on all of these grassy tufts here, all around your card. So you can see I've got them kind of in various areas all through there. And then what we're going to do is kind of mix both the 158 and the 177 together. So you're going to take that with your wet paintbrush and kind of pull those colors together. So you'll end up with some darker areas and lighter areas. So you can see a little bit of water, mark off the excess. And again, that's 177. And so you can see when you're done coloring it, if you look at the next step, this is the look you get when you're done. Now, because you want it to look a little bit more differentiated with your tufts of grass, once your coloring is done and it's dried, just go back and add, with the fine tip, add a little bit over these highlighted areas, like so. And then if you want, just soften it a little bit. But basically, you're looking at kind of filling in that grassy area, first with the 158, adding some marker color, but then adding the 177 to it to pull it out. But again, you can see right here, I went back and I added some darker areas to what I was doing in here too, after I had blended it out, and just soften that area. And again, you can kind of refer to your finished picture on your cover to see what kind of look we're getting. But again, you're really just playing with these colors. There isn't an exact way to apply one color or the other. Just start to layer it down, add the two colors together. If it's not dark enough, you can add a little bit of the lighter, or you can add a little bit of the darker color. So that's using 158 and 177 together. Okay, then the marker color 126, the next thing we're going to do is color part of the frame in 126. So we're going to add some color over the 133 on the frame, in varying areas. Like so. And then also on some of the plants that you have here. It's like on these fern areas. Again, this is going to be a little bit darker. Like so, and the ferns here and here. So you can see on your next picture, the ferns you've got a little bit darker. And again, if you choose to, you can do the fine end tip too on these extra little plant areas and on the ferns and the little flowers there. And then what you'll do next is take your wet paintbrush, and then you're going to pull that color out on your frame. And again, you can go outside the lines, but you're mixing the colors 133 and 126 together to make a two-tone frame. And then you're going to soften also your ferny areas here and over here too. So you can see your frame, you've blended it out here and here. And again, don't worry about going outside the lines. Don't go inside the lines. You want to end up not with that green on the inside, but you're going to cut out the frame anyway. So just like that, and then soften this area. So looking at your grass areas, you're going to have these three greens together plus your 158. Okay, next we're going to move on to the easy part, which is now working with two browns. You're going to use your brown marker 947, and we're going to put a little bit of brown, and actually the fine end tip almost works better for this. Just add randomly. You don't have to be exactly how I did, but Jean Arneson, our artist, made these beautiful little notch lines on our birch trees that kind of shows us where we're going to add a little color. So randomly put the brown, the 947, on all the birches, and then on our road we're going to add a little bit of brown on these shading lines on the outside of the road and on the inner part of the road here. Okay, and then we're going to add your gray marker. I'm not blending this yet. Gray marker, and again, some notch lines here, also kind of randomly near the brown. So you're still seeing quite a lot of white showing for your birch, but you've got some grays and browns here all the way through all of your trees. Okay, and then also I'm going to add a little bit of gray on these shading lines on your road. Okay, then finally I'm going to take the other brown, and I'm not blending it yet. We're taking 977, and again another brown, adding just a little bit of color here. And then I don't need to do that on the birch. And then now what I'm going to do is not do anything with the birch, or if I want to, just very, very little bit. You want to still see a lot of white. But on the road, you can see I'm going to pull this color towards the center, mixing these three colors together. Like so. And then the same, going this direction. And again, so you end up with whiter highlights in your middle road, a little bit more color on the outside. And again, with your road, if you find it isn't quite dark enough, just take your marker, let your paper dry a minute, add a little bit more of the browns and the grays, and then pull that color towards the center. So you end up with a beautiful road when you're done. So then what you'll do from here is cut out your card, and your coloring will look similar to this. And then what I did again is use a stitch die, the stitch square die, layering die. We're going to mount that over this, and then we're going to put a saying on: find a path in life and follow your heart. So that is card number 3. Just a quick thing, what I want to show you again with the glittering. I added a little bit of some of the greens I had out before, either the Spring Creek or Key Lime. You could add a little bit of Saddlebag Brown here, a little bit of Crystal here. So again, it just makes your image pop a little bit. And then just to go back, I didn't show you the glitter on the card prior to that, but again, added some of the Spring Creek here, some of the Nirvana in the water, and then Banana I put in the windows. So again, a little bit of glitter makes your card pop. So what we've done is we've done the hard part of the class, the glittering or the coloring aspect. Now we're going to move on to the next part, which is our brayering part of our workshop.